Then today on Capitol Hill, we got this from Senator Dianne Feinstein, the top Democrat on the Judiciary Committee. It says, quote, special counsel Mueller's investigation has resulted in 23 indictments, 5 guilty pleas, and 1 prison sentence in only 1 year. Confirming Brian Benczkowski puts that investigation in jeopardy. Quote, Benczkowski refuses to recuse himself from the Russia investigation, despite having worked for a Russian bank under investigation for ties to Trump. He also pushed for Comey's firing with Attorney General Jeff Sessions while serving on the Trump transition team. Those are clear conflicts of interest. All right, what this is about is a controversial Trump administration appointment to a senior post at the Justice Department. We've talked about this nomination a few times here on this show. It is now happening. This is the Trump administration's nominee to run the criminal division at the Justice Department. It's a super important job, super high-profile job. Robert Mueller, who is now the special counsel, he's obviously famous for having previously been director of the FBI. Before he was director of the FBI, he had this job. He led the criminal division at the Justice Department. The current director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, he too, before he got named to run the FBI, he was running the criminal division at the Justice Department. It's a very senior, very important, very hands-on job. You oversee all criminal prosecutions for the U.S. Department of Justice. You oversee hundreds of prosecutors. And those nuts and bolts responsibilities of this very big job, those are part of why the Trump administration's nominee for this job has been an odd choice all along.
And here's the question we asked. Mr. Benczkowski, you are seeking the position of Assistant Attorney General in charge of the criminal division with 600 prosecutors that you will direct. Please tell the committee how many cases you have prosecuted as a lawyer. First, civil cases. The answer? None. Oh, well, how about criminal cases? How many criminal cases have you prosecuted in your lifetime as a lawyer? None. How many motions have you filed before a federal court? None. Wait a minute. You are being chosen to head up the criminal division of the Department of Justice, and you have no experience. You have never prosecuted a case, never once been in a federal courtroom, not one time? That's a fact.
It is an odd thing for the Trump administration to have chosen someone to lead hundreds of prosecutors in the criminal division of the Justice Department when that person has never in their life filed a motion in federal court, let alone tried a case, right? But this particular nominee, in addition to that almost bizarre lack of relevant experience, is also controversial for another very specific reason. Again, his name is Brian Benczkowski. He's a former staffer to Senator Jeff Sessions, before Senator Sessions became Attorney General. Mr. Benczkowski was also part of the Trump transition. When the Trump transition was over, because Trump was getting sworn in and the administration was starting, Brian Benczkowski put in a request that he be considered for a job at the Justice Department. He put in that request, and then he left, and he went back to private practice. Specifically, he went to work for a Russian bank called Alfa Bank, which at the time was trying to clean up its reputation after it appeared prominently in the Christopher Steele dossier about ties between the Trump campaign and Russia, and after computer servers for Alfa Bank were found to have had mysterious electronic communications with Trump Organization computers over a period of several months during the 2016 presidential campaign. Those electronic communications between the servers for Alfa Bank and the Trump Organization during the campaign, those are as yet still unexplained. Brian Benczkowski was hired by Alfa Bank after he worked on the Trump transition in the very early days of the Trump administration to come in and help Alfa Bank clean up its image, to essentially put a U.S. law firm stamp of approval on internal investigations that Alfa Bank commissioned to purportedly clear them of any wrongdoing and any association with the Trump campaign. But the timeline here is kind of astonishing. So this guy Benczkowski is working on the Trump transition. He then tells the Trump administration he wants a Justice Department job. He leaves government service and goes to work on that whitewash effort for the Russian bank, exonerating it from its alleged role in helping the Trump campaign collude with Russia in a couple of reports that were not exactly exonerating, but they said they were. And then, bingo, immediately after he helped Russian Alpha Bank with their whitewash job. There was no collusion here. We weren't part of any funny business between the Russian government and the Trump campaign. Immediately after he works directly and personally on that whitewash effort, he does in fact get a job offer from the Trump administration. And it's not like they offered him a U.S. attorney job somewhere. They offered him a really, really, really big job. They offered him to run the criminal division at the Justice Department. If he is actually confirmed to run the criminal division at the Justice Department, among other things, that will put Brian Benczkowski in the line of succession to oversee the Mueller investigation if Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein ever gets fired or quits. Today, all Republicans in the Senate and conservative Democratic Senator Joe Manchin voted to clear the way for Brian Benczkowski to be confirmed to that job tomorrow. All Democrats except Joe Manchin voted no. All Republicans voted yes. That Brian Benczkowski vote, we expect, will be tomorrow.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.